For Erik ten Hag, it's not yet done. He's considering to demote United players to under 21s if at all they ever allow such an annihilation, demolition to take place. It was a big shame to Manchester United, and for Liverpool it was an emphatic win. It came in at the right time when they're going to play away at Real Madrid, and obviously we are here to see what the manager is really trying to do. And remember, the players arrived today at 9 a.m. that is UK time. Erik ten Hag had arrived at 7 a.m. UK time to really take them through what we call the training sessions. But today it said they've not trained. Ten Hag has done lots of things today, and he has issued a warning to the players that if they ever down tools like they did yesterday, they are going to be demoted to under 21s. That's it, because no player of United deserves to be playing for the club if at all he downs tools like that, and we lose disrespectfully at our biggest rivals in English football by how many goals to nil? 7-0. That's unacceptable. It's unacceptable at Manchester United. We can't allow that. And the manager has gone ahead to really do the following. And these are some of the words he told them yesterday. I think he told them today that Ten Hag laid into his players, telling them they were lucky to be returning back to Manchester on the team bus and not made to travel back with the fuming fans who had paid money and traveled to watch such a pitiful display. That's what Ten Hag really said. And again, Ten Hag was obviously furious and told them they were lucky to be getting onto the team bus back to Old Trafford and not to travel with the fuming fans. That is Erik ten Hag for you. Now, looks like Erik ten Hag was considering to get some fans that we are fuming onto the bus with the players to really know how much damage they've caused to the fans. Losing is okay, but you don't lose 7-0 at Anfield. You don't lose that. You don't lose that way. And I wish Ten Hag did that. These players need to know that they are fans whose hearts are always broken every time they put up performances like that. At this point of the season, when we had taken very many games without being beaten, and the best informed team in Europe ever since the World Cup ended, you can't put up such performances. You can't. You can't put up such performances. No way. No way. And for that, I support Erik ten Hag 100%. And these players need to be accountable for what they are doing. Now, this has excited me. And I think this is the best warning that any manager would give his players. And this is what Ten Hag has told the players today at Carrington, that a United source has gone ahead to tell Disco Mira, and remember Disco Mira, old David, he's known as David McDonnell, that Ten Hag warned the players of United that if anything like that happens, like a Liverpool defeat again, there won't be another chance for them and they will be put in the under-21s. Have you heard? This is my manager. That's why I love him. The last time we lost horribly like that to Brentford 4-0, he made them run 13.5 kilometers. The number of kilometers that Brentford ran more than the players of United. And to have seen the stats, United ran, is it 9 kilometers? Very bad. Ever since we lost to Brentford, that is the worst we've ever ran during the game. The period of play. That's it. That's the worst we've ever ran as a team of Manchester United. That's it. So, as it stands, a team known as Manchester United is really doing wonders, and the manager is telling the players he's going to demote them. And I think that is the best warning you can ever give the players. It's already a punishment in action. If at all he names you, he just tells you, all right, I've named you, are you ready to play? You say yes. If we concede, like if we lose like we lost against Liverpool, I'm demoting you to under-21s. Are we on point? You say yes or no. And he has told us that every player at United should be ready to come on and play for the club of Manchester United. That's it. So, I think this is the best punishment to these players, because it will be very humbling for them each and every time they are playing a game. What a reminder that Ten Hag is going to put in their brains. If at all I'm Erik ten Hag, even in the dressing room, I put that notice board into the dressing room. That we lose a game, all the players involved in the field of play, all on the field of play, are going to be demoted to under 21s. Even when we are going to play away at home, we walk with it in the bus or the plane. And it's something that welcomes the players in the dressing room. That we lose like we lost against Liverpool, each and every player in the squad is going to be demoted to under 21s. And Ten Hag can do it because he can bring on other players to go ahead and really do the job. He can put Tim Hutton in goal, Bissaka right back, Malacia left back, Lindelof and Harry Maguire to play in the central defense. Then he brings in Sabitzer. He can bring in Zidane Iqbal. He can bring in who else? Jadon Sancho, who never really played on the day. Maybe Garnacho to start off the left, and Anthony Elanga. He can work it out like that, and I think one day, one time, Ten Hag will go on to do that, to really demonstrate that physically. And he's not joking. He's a man who doesn't eat his words. And these players know how tough this man is. I know he was fuming, and he just couldn't handle this. Again, the gaffer of United went ahead to tell the players that, Erik Ten Hag forced his Manchester United players to sit in silence and listen to Liverpool's players celebrate their record 7-0. Now, this is what a manager does, and I think he's being helped by psychologists, because the best way to really get these players back onto what they're supposed to be and jump them to their original form and rhythm is by doing it immediately when they've lost. Tell them to watch how Liverpool players were celebrating on the field of play. And I think they were in the dressing room and watching it, and I think it didn't go down well into their brains, because it was really humiliating. We can't concede 7 against Liverpool. You know, if last season you told me that you're going to concede 7 against Liverpool, I wouldn't have said no, because we were really shit. We were shit. This time round, we went to Anfield as favourites. We were favourites, and it's so much hurting and humbling that we crumbled to that level of conceding 7-0. That is unacceptable, and you can't call yourself a United player if you put out performances like those. I've seen apologies coming from David De Gea. Marcus Rashford has put out today that I'm going to come out and flash on the screen, but to me all those apologies are not enough. What is enough is simple. On Thursday we are playing against Real Betis in the UEFA Europa League, the round of 16. Give them a humbling defeat of like 3-4-0, then that will take away that defeat of Liverpool, and everyone will say United are back. Again, Ten Hag has also done the following, that Ten Hag is also understood to have told his players to expect more sessions with sports psychologist Renier Coyers, who was hired by the club, who was hired by Manchester United a few months ago. Now, this psychologist was with United at their winter training camp in Cadiz during the World Cup break in December, and is understood to visit the training ground a couple of times a week to work with the squad. And I think we never had a psychologist at Manchester United in our history, not until Ralph Rangnick came in through, and I think he's the one who really initiates this system of having what we call a psychologist. And he came in through and did everything well. Then he was sacked with Ralph Rangnick. Then Ten Hag brought in his own psychologist that is really doing great to these players of Manchester United, and they really want to meet this psychologist. And Ten Hag is saying us, he's saying to us, not saying us, he's saying to us that doesn't want players going back to the bad days of last season, so that's why he wants them to work more with the sports psychologist. Obviously. But I don't really see us downing tools again. Every time we've downed tools, we've come back. We first scrambled against Brentford, 4-0. Next game was against Liverpool. We were not expectant to beat Liverpool at Old Trafford, having humbled us by 5-0 last season. But from nowhere, the players raised up to the occasion and won the beautiful game of football by 2-1. We got Anfield. We expected at least, even if we had to lose, not to lose ugly like that. But we went ahead to lose ugly like that, and it never did me well. That's it. It really hurts to lose 7, but never what. Nevertheless, we move on. That's it. Now, after that, let's talk a little bit. Can I show you something about Marcus Rashford that he posted? David De Gea put up a post yesterday night, but I want to bring you that of Marcus Rashford that he posted today, and it really annoyed me. It really annoyed me. It went down to my nerves because I found it not apologetic enough. And if I told him a player of United, what's the reason for me to post? We are going to play on Thursday. I think the best way is to really get ourselves up for that game of Real Betis, thump them like 4-0, and then I post again. I don't like it when players post when we lose games. You get? Especially when you lose 7-0. You have no right to post. You have no right to post. Now, Marcus Rashford has said, I wish we could play a game today to try and put things right. The result is the result, and we can't see past that. We must not let it define our season. We have to trust the process and stick together. The first statement, I trash it into the bin. I've binned it because it makes no sense. It makes no sense. The only statement I'll take here is that we must not let it define our season, and we have to trust the process and stick together. That's it. We are together with the players of Manchester United because we know they are fun, they are champions, all they are kings of these comebacks. And I think Real Betis is really going to suffer a beating, a thumping at Old Trafford. Even if they really manage to get a goalless draw against Real Madrid, I think this is Old Trafford that has been turned into a fortress, and we are going to humble that team. That's it. Now, after that, Bruno Fernandes yesterday was seen trying to really push the assistant referee, and I think most of us thought that maybe the FA would really throw some light into that and obviously say this player deserves to be suspended or punished. But we are getting reports coming in from Chris Wilder. Who is Chris Wilder? Chris Wilder is a football writer for the Daily Mail. He has confirmed to us that the FA have confirmed that no action will be taken against Bruno Fernandes because it was spotted by referee Andy Madley and his assistants and was not included in the report. So the assistant referee never included that Bruno Fernandes really had a push at him. That's it. And it looked insane and ugly. Even United sources have confirmed that Bruno is not being investigated by FA following the Liverpool match. Obviously, he pushed the assistant referee, and obviously, we thought that it would have costed him a suspension or a fine, but obviously, we are off that. So, your thoughts on Erik ten Hag considering player demotion to under-21s is welcome in the comment section below. Rokan David is my name, and this is United Matters channel. Smash the like button, comment and share. Don't forget to subscribe, guys, because the more you subscribe, the more you give us numbers and you give us the bragging rights. The more we get followers, subscribers, we get what we call bragging rights. So, may the Almighty God bless you abundantly. I know most United fans are still hurt. You are not even smiling. I know those that are not even eat food. Guys, this is the game of football, and these are things that you should be anticipative and not be worried about, because this is what defines the game of football. I remember one day, Barcelona put Real Madrid to a beating of 6-0. You get? Arsenal was battered 8-2 by United. Last season, Arsenal conceded 5. But what makes this hurting is that this is the biggest rivalry in English football. Last season, we played at Anfield. They humbled us to 4 goals. You get at Old Trafford, it was 5. But 7 is uncalled for, guys. And it's unforgivable. And these players should know that in our hearts, they need to do something to find a forgiving space in our hearts. If they don't turn up on the weekend against Southampton and on Thursday against Real Betis, they will be adding salt to an injury. But to me, according to how I know these players, I'm smelling blood. I'm just smelling blood on Real Betis. I think they are going to get a beating of their lives. That's it. Though it's a good technical side, but I think we are going to humble them at Old Trafford. Thank you guys for watching it through. I sign out for now. See you later, my lovely mates. Bye bye.